Hey everybody, I'm Sasha, and for this video, I am going to talk about a movie I do not have. I've seen it on Tubi twice, and that was enough for me, unfortunately. I'm going to. I don't have to look at the poster. I posted in a thing on my Google channel in the community, my YouTube channel under community, where you know what, where I said, for anyone who has seen it, what's the opinion? And this film is called You Can't Kill Stephen King. Now, what exactly is You Can't Kill Stephen King about? Sounds really confusing, right? Believe me, sounds really weird. I remember I think, 11 years old, and I knew that the movie existed, but I never watched it because it looked really silly. The poster looked really silly. So, You Can't Kill Stephen King is a movie about a group of friends who go out into the country and they find their way into a really quiet town where everybody needs to be quiet, like, no noise. Just shh. Yep. And then, let's just say they're not very quiet themselves. Well, though, the reason for them going there is so they can meet their favorite author. Of course, we know who their favorite author is. It's Stephen King. They go up there because they want to meet him. They want to see him. But it takes really weird twists and turns when apparently there is a serial killer in the town, and he will kill you if you are not quiet. And so that's basically what's happening is one by one they are being killed off because they're just not quiet. And who is the killer? And will they ever meet Stephen King? Will they ever meet Stephen King? Yeah, I'm shaking the camera. This computer's in my laps right now. I saw the movie only twice on Tubi. Yeah. I saw it the first time I saw it. I was with my mom. Me and my mom watched it. Not that great of a film the first time. I watched it by myself, for a second time. Again, it was not that great of a film. I don't even know if it's supposed to be funny or what. It was just kind of plain stupid, but it's all right, I guess. But yeah, was there anything that I liked about the film? Anything at all? Was there anything that I liked about the film? Well, I think it was very creative. I liked how they were being a little creative at moments, like they were creative with the boat, the red boat, and the name on it said Christine, like Stephen King's book. I have that book. I started reading it in the summer of 24. Yeah, it's 2024 right now, I want to say. Yep, it is. Is it? I'm not going to assume anything, so yeah. Yeah, it's 2024, right? Yeah. I started reading in the summer of 24. I read a lot of it. It actually, well, I'm not finished with it obviously, but I think the book I have it's this thick, and I think I'm this far in it maybe. I don't know. Somewhere in the middle, I think. I don't know. It's a pretty good book so far, I guess. Yeah. Well, I guess. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty fun book so far. And they show Stephen King books actually, like they show like hey, he's reading The Shining. There's hey, Stephen King's first pop-up book, and I think was The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, which I have that too. The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. I don't have a pop-up book. I have a novel version of it. I'm not finished with that either, but it's pretty fun so far. Yeah. And there's a lot of references. They reference a lot of Stephen King films. They reference Stanley Kubrick's adaptation of The Shining. They reference It, by Stephen King. They reference all this. Like, it's cool that they're referencing it, but it just doesn't really work, to be honest. Like, yeah. So yeah, like it's really silly, and it's just I don't know. It's not really funny. Funny. Like for instance, when they did the It parody reference thing, they showed a clown but missing his pants, and you see his ass, and he goes boom boom with his ass cheeks, like yo, boom boom. Like, really, is that really necessary? Like, it's not really funny. The film was not very funny. It was so weird, and some of the characters I'm gonna say were bitchy. So it's like, all they like they're just very bitchy. It's like they're crying, whining. It's like, just shut up, please. That's literally all they gotta do is shut up. Nothing more. Just shut up, and they wouldn't be in this mess. Sorry, I keep shaking the computer. Yeah, and I was not really too big of a fan of that one character who's a bit of a pervert. He's really disgusting. Like, for instance, he sees two of his friends, they're both girls, and he sees them kiss, and then he goes to the bathroom, like, I gotta go. And then they stop by the bathroom, and they hear in the bathroom, bum, 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 bum. Like, what the hell is he doing in there? Oh my god. And then he comes out, he's like, wait, it's not what you think. Like, ew, you're gonna smell your fingers after what you're doing in the bathroom? Like, it's not really funny. The film was not really funny, but I love that they referenced Stephen King stories, so that's good. And they showed Stephen King books actually because it's called You Can't Kill Stephen King. I guess they're Stephen King fans and they decided to make their own film, even if the film was not really that great. The film did get some positive reviews. I think it got an official selection, and I think it got a good review of someone. I have no clue. I need to look it up. It's taking me a while here. Let me pause real quick. Okay, so here we go. Yep, you can't kill Stephen King. It was a mistake to visit his lake, as that says, actually. Now it says here, let's see, from FearNet, it got a sense of humor, creepy twins, and hot girl on girl action. Okay, I'll give them that. It also got an winner audience award for Lewiston Auburn Film Festival, official selection New Orleans Horror Festival, official selection Bram Stoker International Film Festival, and official selection Razor Reel International Film Festival. Yep. So I guess it did pretty well that way. In every other way, the jokes and the comedy in this film is just not very. It's very cringe worthy. It's not funny. They made fun of PTSD in the film, and yes, they did make fun of PTSD in the film, and I don't think that worked either. A lot of the stuff did not really land very well. So this movie was not that great, but it did have some good qualities, like, hey, Stephen King books are shown because it's a film about Stephen King technically. And I remember when I was younger, when I was like 11, when I knew about this movie, but I didn't care for it because it looked like a silly parody. I didn't think it would be much of a silly parody. I kind of also thought it would be like, hey, because it's called You Can't Kill Stephen King, maybe it's a maybe Stephen King is like, maybe it's a documentary or something. Like, hey, I'm Stephen King. Welcome to my documentary. Maybe it was a documentary, but no, it's a weird parody film, and it did not land very well. I will say it did. I love the soundtrack though. It's basically they took the Shining soundtrack from Stanley Kubrick's adaptation, which I thought that was pretty interesting. But overall, the rest kind of fell flat. Everything else fell flat. So it was not that great of a film. It was kind of, the acting was poorly done. The characters are very uh, bitchy, whiny, cryy. I'm just making up words now. But the humor is kind of cringeworthy. It's not really funny. Um, the film just did not really work too much. I don't think it was a film that needed to be made, but I like that they said, hey, it's like a Stephen King, so we're gonna show off Stephen King books. We're gonna reference Stephen King, which that's great. I'm glad they did that, but honestly, they didn't really do it right. Well, who am I to judge exactly? They did what they could. They actually did what they could, but in my way, I kind of wish that it was a scary film, but it really wasn't. Yeah, it could have been better if it was a scary film, but it's really not. It's because it's a parody film, and they parodied Friday the 13th at the same time while they were at it. Yeah. So Stephen King books and movies cross over with Friday the 13th. There you go. That's what you get. You can't kill Stephen King. So it wasn't a terrible movie, but it was pretty bad, but at the same time it was okay. It's one that I can live with. It's not a movie I'm gonna watch again and again and again and again and again. That's for damn sure. I know I may have said that about the Human Centipede, but you know what? The Human Centipede actually was better than this. You can't kill Stephen King. Yeah, I'd rather watch Dieter Laser and Lawrence R. Harvey create centipedes out of people than really this weird parody film. I mean, this film is enjoyable in some ways, I guess, but the comedy kind of fell flat. So with that being said, I'm gonna rate You Can't Kill Stephen King. The film You Can't Kill Stephen King. I'm going to rate it 2.5 stars, like 2.5 stars out of 5. It was just okay. It wasn't. It was not that great of a film, but it really could have been. But it wasn't really that great of a movie. So yeah, that's it for this review. This is the review for You Can't Kill Stephen King. If you haven't seen You Can't Kill Stephen King, watch it if you want. See what you think. It's not the best film ever made, but it's something. If you like what you see, please give a like and please subscribe down below for more content.